Greetings everyone! The year 2023 is slowly coming to an end, and the most important question that humanity has to answer is not how to end world hunger or how to stop climate change. No, it's which video game was the best one this year. Jokes aside though, the gaming industry had a pretty wide and amazing range of games this year. So I thought, why not taking part in this year's Game Awards? And that's what I'm doing today.
It's gonna be fun!
Get comfortable, grab some snacks, and let's get started. Few disclaimers before I start. There are a few categories which I will not give my votes in because simply I don't know jack about these categories. Most of them are esports related, and I don't really care for too many competitive games. But yeah, most of the stuff that you can vote in there is just not really what interests me, so I'm starting with the more interesting categories. Okay, so here we are on the official Game Awards website, and the first category is Most Anticipated Game. Recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. Actually, I haven't heard of most of these here. I've heard about Final Fantasy and the new Star Wars game that is going to come out. Tekken is actually news for me. Haven't heard of that yet. I'm not really a Tekken player. In this selection, I am the most interested in the new Star Wars game. Don't know, of course, if it's going to be any good, but I think that's going to be my vote here. This is an interesting one. Best Adaptation. Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. I've heard of it, but I never gave it a try. Just heard about the title, and that's pretty much it. So I'm pretty familiar with The Last of Us, an adaptation of an amazing game. Yeah, of course, everyone knows about the Mario movie.
I finally found it! Now who's gonna stop me?
Hey, Mario's gonna do something very illegal.
And there's Twisted Metal. Haven't watched that either. Seems to have some pretty decent acting. But yeah, I don't know if that one is any good either. So it's going to be a decision for me between The Last of Us and Mario. For The Last of Us, I have to say that yeah, it's pretty solid, but I have a clear winner for this category in this year, and that's the Mario movie. I went to cinemas, watched it with my friends. We had an absolute blast. I was smiling through the whole thing. It's an incredibly enjoyable movie with great visuals, amazing music. Like the soundtrack is just mwah. Of course, it's not doing any groundbreaking stuff in the story department or anything, but it works. The characters are mostly pretty great and in character compared to the video game counterparts. And yeah, it's just by far the best adaptation I've seen this year. Kinda sad that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie isn't in here.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
There could have been things they could have improved, but overall that was also an adaptation that I enjoyed when I watched it with a good friend of mine. But yeah, it's not in the selection, so it's not even a contender. Okay, show me the next one. Best Multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op, and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. The only game that I have never heard of in this selection is Party Animals. Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sorry if I have to disappoint some people, but I couldn't give a fuck about the game. Street Fighter 6 is a pretty good one. One of the better fighting games that came out this year. And of course there's Mario Bros. Wonder. And this is going to be my vote. I'm going to talk more in detail about the game later. I was playing through the entirety of the game with my girlfriend in co-op mode, and we honestly had an absolute blast. The game is so much fun. It makes you expect the unexpected. It's a great experience when you play it with other people and even if you play it alone. Best sports / racing.
Nice car.
For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game. I'm not going to vote EA Sports fuck off. The two games that I know from this selection are Forza Motorsport and the Crew Motorfest. I haven't played the Crew myself, but two friends of mine have played the game, and they seem to have a pretty good time, so I'm going to trust them with this one. Yeah, Ubisoft is getting my vote here. Next is Best Sim / Strategy. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Yes, Advance Wars is in here. I have a friend who fucking loves Advanced Wars. I played it too. Of course, Fire Emblem is in here, but yeah, this is another category where I have an absolute winner, and it's not even close. And that's going to be Pikmin 4.
What the dog doing?
They have developed, I believe, 10 years on the game, and you can see and feel that in every minute you play the game. Honestly, the game is so great, it would definitely deserve Game of the Year in my opinion. Yes, Best Family. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. I don't quite understand what they mean with family play. Is that supposed to mean like family friendly games? And yeah, Mario is again taking the W here. Best fighting. For the best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat.
You fucking you bloody bastard bitch, fuck you.
I see 3 games that I know about, and these are Mortal Kombat, Nickelodeon, All-Star Brawl 2 and Street Fighter 6. To the Nickelodeon game, I just have to say the first was absolute dog shit, and yeah, I'm not interested at all in the second one. Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6 on the other hand, they are very good. So it's definitely going to be a very difficult decision for me between these two. For this one, I'm just going to vote Street Fighter here simply because Street Fighter is a bit more of my thing. But yeah, Mortal Kombat could also win this one. It's really a preference kind of thing. Yeah, not like every single other category in this year. Best RPG. For the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. I see that Starfield is in here. I've heard many things about this game, and those weren't good things.
Gay!
Don't quite know why it's in here, but I guess it must have done something right. And yeah, and Sea of Stars, I haven't played it myself, but I have seen a bit of it, and it actually looks like pretty good RPG, yeah. Best action / adventure. For the best action / adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. We have some very strong candidates in this category. Alan Wake 2 is art. Marvel's Spider-Man is pretty popular. Of course, we have the Resident Evil 4 remake, Jedi Survivor, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. None of these are surprises. They're all very popular and they all have their reasons. We have 2 games in here that are very amazing. And I wanna give one of those 2 my vote. And for me, I have to decide between Alan Wake 2 and The Legend of Zelda. This is going to be a tough one. Both of these games are such bangers, man. Okay, I think I have chosen my pick. It's going to be Zelda. I mean, it's a pretty damn good sequel to Breath of the Wild that couldn't keep up with all the expectations, but let's be honest here, the expectations for Breath of the Wild sequel were pretty unreachable. So that doesn't really have to say anything. Best action game. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. Wait a second, Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, I've seen some things about Hi-Fi Rush. It has pretty good animations and what looks to be like a pretty smooth gameplay. I haven't played it myself, but that counts for all of these games in here.
Bruh.
But yeah, from what I've seen, I think I'm going to give Hi-Fi Rush my vote. Best VR/AR for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. Yeah, folks, I'm not a VR player, not at all. But there's a tiny bit of VR gaming that actually interests me, and that is horror. And Resident Evil Village was one of the best horror games that we had in quite a while. So yeah, the Resident Evil Village VR mode is going to get my vote here. Oh man, that shit's gonna be terrifying. Best mobile game for the best game playable on a mobile device. Yeah, of course my vote is going to go to Hello Kitty Island Adventure, of course. Not the biggest mobile game enjoyer, apart from PvZ and Angry Birds. I know a guy who is obsessed with this Honkai game, but that doesn't interest me at all, so I'm going to pass here. Terra Nil actually is a pretty decent city builder. I'm not that much into city builders, but that's actually quite a cute game. So I think, yeah, I want to support that. Sure. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. I actually only know one game in here, and it's a pretty amazing game at that, and that's Pizza Tower.
Pizza time.
I think most of you should have heard about this game. It's a jump and run that has a similar style like the Wario Land games, and I mean Wario Land was fucking epic, and this game captures that magic completely and has its own unique identity, and the music slaps. It definitely deserves my vote, 100%. Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Sea of Stars is in here again, but there's another game that caught my eye in this selection, and that's Dave the Diver. Actually, pretty underrated game, like many indie games. And I think since I gave Sea of Stars my vote for the best RPG this year, I think Dave the Diver gets the spotlight in this category. Why not? Deserves it. Best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. Oh man, thing is, none of these games is actually in the selection of games that I play actively. I've played a bit of Destiny 2, but I don't really wanna call Destiny's community support good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making the correct choice here, but I think I'm just going to vote Final Fantasy, not because I know how good the support for that game is, but regarding of how the Final Fantasy series in general gets supported. I mean, there's a reason why the numbers in the title get bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah.
Best Ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Fortnite is in here.
$19 Fortnite card.
I've actually tried Genshin Impact out this year. Not the biggest fan. I think I'm actually going with Apex Legends. Not like the most groundbreaking shooter ever, but yeah, I had pretty good time with some friends and they are still supporting it, so yeah, I'm choosing Apex. Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Well, I actually don't know any of these games except the one that I've voted in the mobile category. So yeah, my vote is actually going for Terra Nil here, again, because first of all, I don't know any of these other ones, and second of all, what I think they mean with message in here is that for this city builder you're actually leaving nature alone for a change, and yeah. Innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Okay, we have some returning faces here. And I believe, because this one is all about getting new players involved, this one is actually Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, because this game actually made me interested in Mortal Kombat a bit. Pretty fitting for this category.
Bring it!
Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.
Best performance, awarded to an individual for voice over acting, motion and or performance capture. I only know 2 of these roles here, and those are from Star Wars and Alan Wake 2. Don't care too much about this category, but yeah, I think she gets my vote, yeah. Best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Kinda struggling between Resident Evil and Alan Wake. Nah, actually, Alan Wake is the winner in this one, yeah. The sound design in this game is exceptional. Best score and music. So this is about the soundtrack. For outstanding music inclusive of score, original song and or licensed soundtrack. This one is a clear winner for me, Zelda. Simply because that's a soundtrack that I actually listen to in my free time. And I mean, it's a Nintendo game. Nintendo games have fucking banger music. And this is certainly no exception, so yeah. Best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. In terms of creativeness and artistic design as well as animation, I think that's going to be Mario. Yeah, I mean, that game just quills over with creativeness and the animation have so much personality. Have you seen how hard they went with entering and exiting a pipe. Like, that's one of the most standard moves in the game, and they went freaking bonkers with it. And yeah, I mean, the Wonder Flowers are speaking for themselves in terms of how much creativity is in the game. Okay, and best narrative. For outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Yeah, I know Spider-Man 2 is pretty good, but I haven't played it myself yet. But even then, I do not believe that it's stronger in this department than Alan Wake 2. Clear winner.
That's what I'm talking about!
Best game direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Yeah, I pretty much have explained my point for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Yeah, that's going to get the vote here. And at last, we have reached the final and most important category here in today's video. Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So, which of these games was the biggest banger? Not every great game could make it into this category. There's, for example, Pikmin 4 missing in this, or the Super Mario RPG remake that isn't in this year's voting at all because it didn't came out yet. And Metroid Prime didn't even make it into a single category for some reason. Despite these few and probably some other ones missing, we have a great selection for this year. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I have no clue of Baldur's Gate 3 and I don't give a shit. Yeah, Marvel's Spider-Man, haven't played it myself yet. I have to say, since we have such a great selection, I am happy for all of these if they would win. Overall, I have to rewind which of these games had the biggest impact for me and which game did I enjoy the most. For me, that game is honestly Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Like I said, when I played it with my girlfriend, it was amazing. It made 2D Mario jump and runs finally creative and amazing again. Not only that, but we have a Mario Bros. Game that actually has a good difficulty again. Multiple playable characters, really chill music, fun new power-ups, different types of levels, and the list goes on and on what this game makes right. Every single level has multiple surprises for you, and you can also enjoy it with people on the couch or with your friends online. So for that reason, this year's winner for me from this selection goes to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Even though Alan Wake 2 and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom could have also won the race for me, but Mario just amazed me this year. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this very different video. No worries, PvZ will probably return in the next video that I upload. Just had some other projects that I wanted to do before that, like the finale of my Mario plus Rabbids series. You can click on the link in the description to find the playlist for that if you're interested. Yeah, I would be very interested if you would tell me your choices in the comment section. And yeah, which games did you enjoy the most this year? I wish you a great day. And yeah, maybe I see you in one of my next videos. See ya.